You kind of touched on it too with what you're saying as far as, people, if they're almost setting themselves up for failure, like they're almost missing out on these things. So if they program to do 6 days, but then they only do 3 of those days, one, they're going to miss certain exercises that they need to be doing. Maybe it happens to be the thing they don't want to do, like the squats or whatever it is. But also there's a lot of psychology with consistency in your exercise routine and program, and really anything to be successful. And yes, you want to aim a little bit over your head so you're kind of reaching, but you also want to feel successful. So a lot of reasons why people fall off is when they have these, I'm going to have 3 days or I'm going to go for 6 days, but then when they miss 3 days of that, then they feel like they failed. So then they have this, they feel they need to comfort themselves, or they feel that they need to change things up, or just they throw their hands up in there and they forget all about it. I didn't do my 6 days I had planned. I only did my 3 days. So that's how they fall off the following week.
Yeah, I see the opposite sometimes too, in that they punish themselves, or they want to punish themselves and to do more, or somehow going to make it all up.
Yeah, for sure. So it's planning one in a purposeful way as far as what you are including, that you aren't missing out on these things. You're not missing out on the squats or whatever specific exercise, but you're also making yourself feel successful. And we've talked about the biggest predictor being consistent. Well, those two people we just talked about, those two members we just talked about, are their biggest thing they do is they're consistent. So making sure you're setting up a program with that intention can be the biggest thing for a game plan for success for you, of depending where you're at and being realistic about all those things. So,
yeah. So I think the mindset piece is super important. Like, can I make these? Can I get these results? Can I be successful in 3 to 4 days a week? Particularly, let's talk about 3 again, because I think that's the average, that most people are probably hitting. Yeah. I mean, if you look at like the International Health Club Association, whatever, IRSA, which is Health Sports and Racket Club Association, they produce a lot of data on an annual basis, and it generally has to do with like the bigger health club organizations. So, for those that operate businesses like ours that are a little bit more personalized and specialized and things like that, they don't really talk to us too much. We're not good enough for them. But the bottom line there is like average usage for a month, like in a monthly membership, is 2 fucking days per month.
Per month?
Yeah, that counts as average usage for most memberships. Wow. Now, I think probably things have changed. Now, keep this in mind. That data was true before COVID. I stopped paying attention to it after COVID because everything's changed. I mean, there were a lot of memberships sitting on books in places where people weren't using their memberships
at all
and paying them, and then they ended up canceling them. Laws changed, things like that. Okay. So that could have been skewing the number. But my point of that is that's kind of how it was measured. Mm-hmm. But even still, if you work in the gyms, you know what I'm talking about. There's those people that are diehards that are every day, 5, 6, 7 days a week. And then there's those who are like, they just occasionally come and they don't seem to have a plan when they show up, or the plan is always the same. Mm-hmm. Like it's abs, arms, ass cheeks, and some cardio or something like that. Okay, so go back to the mindset. So how do I actually get it done in that amount of time, I think is what people are kind of looking for. And again, the mindset piece is like, well, what's the quality of the work that I'm getting done in the time that I'm spending? So this kind of relates to the sleep challenge, right? Yeah. Or the sleep question. Like, okay, I slept 8 hours last night. Really? Did you? Okay, I get that you got in bed and you were in bed for 8 hours, but how much of that did you really sleep?
Yeah.
So how much time did you spend prior on your phone before you actually fell asleep? And then at what point did you start to get into your sleep cycles to where you were actually getting recovered? Mm-hmm. And then how many times did you wake up during the night to take a piss? You were alarmed by whatever, you just woke up, you're restless or whatever else. The point of this is just because you were in bed 8 hours doesn't mean you got restful sleep. That means the greatest result possible, right? Yeah. With regard to recovery and health and all those things. Look at the gym, and I mean, some people are very focused. They get in and they're getting it done. I have to do it that way. Otherwise, I'll be in there for hours. Mm-hmm.
I almost set it up that way. I like to program that way or set up my weeks where a lot of times I'll put myself where I have 2 clients and I'll have a gap in between that. And yes, I'm blessed because obviously I work in a gym, but I like to set up where, oh shit, I only have an hour, because then it makes it where I'm efficient. I'm tracking things, all these variables that need to be controlled. It makes it where I'm just getting the work done, versus when I try to do my workout when I have a couple hours, that's when I dilly-dally and it's just not good. So
yeah. So setting up, like coming in with the mindset, like for the time that I'm spending, how much return on investment am I really getting? And so there's a few things to look at there. Volume and intensity is one of those things. Volume being how much work can I get done in this amount of time? And then the intensity of the volume and the time that I have to spend. How hard am I working? And am I working at the rate I need to work in order to maximize the most out of the time that I'm spending? So again, it's not the chicken or the egg, but that part is really important. So I go into the gym all the time and I see, even here, people are dicking around, like it's wandering, that's like, if you got to get a drink of water, go get a fucking drink of water at the water fountain, come back. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Okay. I get it if you're managing rest times, but look,